Pessoal, a gente vai estar acompanhando agora Moose Wars South America, tá? 1v1, Use versus Power. Let's go, let's go. Pessoal, não se esquece, nosso servidor do Discord aí, se você quiser receber aula, é só se tornar membro.
There we go, and now it seems like this matchup is already pretty much neutral heavy, as you can see. Tripped, not really going for much, as we've seen today a lot, plenty. Like, we've seen just whiffs thrown around. Definitely not for SA. SA is here to win, and it definitely looks like this way. So far, just trying to hover each other and maybe get some short and slow hits, some N-Lights, some D-Light Stairs, maybe some true combo starters, and there we go. Down that recovery coming out from Muse. Nice Nair into recovery, there we go. Building up some momentum now, some confidence, nice Silent as well. Yeah, they're trying to feel each other out for this first match.
That's right, you know, they are pretty famous for this, especially Used. Like, the way that he's able to slow down the match to almost a grueling pace is not only pretty tilting for some players, but really just so strong, right? Because he always knows how to punish you. I think he's one of the best players when it comes to punishing, because he's always in the correct spot, he's always able to bait you out, and just taking his time. Look at this. I mean, like, he was right in front of Power right there, able to dash away from that side light. Oh, but there, got a little overzealous and put a D-Light in the wrong direction, getting a small punish, but right now they're both kind of dancing around each other. Once again, looking for a quick open up. Both of them will be looking for a D-Light opener combo. We'll see. Okay, weapon thrown now over to the orb. Power, nice. GC side light into the side air. Going out high.
Whoa.
Nicely done from Power. Able to snipe out that high option, taking a bit of a lead.
Yeah, and what a beautiful lead with that recover read. Man, I didn't expect that from Power, you know, especially against someone such as Use, since as you saw at the start of the match, and looks like it continues this way. Very neutral heavy, at least from Use's part. Power trying to get some more hits, trying to push this lead a bit further, but it doesn't really manage as he gets the downlight recovery. Use equalizing stocks on only 30 damage. Not bad at all, and now swapping back to the cannon. We'll see. I never saw Use's cannon. I'm pretty sure, is this a first?
First for me, yeah, and this is definitely not something I'd expect, but okay.
Oh my
no,
God!
He seems to be expecting it. Look at that, nice ground pound.
Nossa senhora, quase que foi.
Still, that's a good amount of damage built up onto Use now. He is going to get onto the weapon starve, and he is going to prime up the cannon. Whether that was he wants to stay on the cannon or just to do a weapon starve, I'm not sure, but he is now unarmed, and Power has the orb in hand. Here we go, N-Light opener, try to go for a side light, is going to whiff, but things are relatively damaged even right now. Okay, once again, Power hunting. He is definitely getting very aggressive off stage, waiting for those options. You know, Cannon obviously known for those rebounds you can get with the side airs, for example, really good at getting those horizontal movement options. So he seems to be expecting those and trying to get a good punish. Nice sider coming out. Once again, priming up the orb. He wants the quicker KO options because Boots not exactly the best for KOing.
Yeah, definitely not the best, but definitely not the worst either. You got the D-Light Stare, especially on Use's damage right now. I think that might be able to KO. 179 damage, I mean, that's definitely doable. Nice sidelights though coming out from Use. Just trying to break neutral a bit more. Hey, Power waiting on his edge guard. the classic Sidra neutral sig over the stage. It makes me laugh, you know, because sometimes you see these options from pros and you're like, man, oh, and then you see that and you immediately go back, okay, they are actually pros, because that Delta recovery not everyone goes for. That was so good coming out from Use.
Oh, quick turnaround though.
Right,
okay,
yeah.
Power's ready to fight back. Once again, he's going to prime up the orb. Just kidding. Just kidding, Trip. We're going to the Boots. Here we go. Okay, he's going to need a quick string. Otherwise, the larger hitboxes of the cannon might drown out the Boots. Okay, nice. Getting in behind Use right there. Keeping him off stage. Dashing back, looking for some sort of option to come out first. Kind of playing to Use's play style, waiting for something to happen. Okay, quick in light. Good recovery. Once again, just keeping for the option. Oh, pushing off stage.
Okay.
Haven't seen any Sidra N-Sigs on the, you know, the cannonball yet, right? I mean, that's what you see so often.
I've seen
from
one.
Some of these Sidra players. Oh, maybe I was a little bit blind there, but still.
Yeah, no,
that's a lot less than what you usually see, right?
Exactly. Right. Maybe that's why you said that. Like, hey, where are those neutral sigs that I'm used to seeing whenever I see Sidra in my queue, right? No, this is an entirely different scenario. Use knows when to use the neutral sig and when to not. And I mean, these N-Lights as well, nicely placed as well from Use. So much damage now, 160 to 105 in Use's favor here. N-Light Getting to 175 power. Oh, that was such a good
Nossa.
ground ball, a perfect dodge coming out from.
Bora lá, segunda partida. Então, pessoal, em relação aos picks, o Power não é a primeira vez que eu vejo ele trazendo o Red Raptor, mas o Yus também ele vem trazendo o Sidra aí nos últimos campeonatos. Imagino que é como as trocas que ele fez, né, para outros personagens recentes. Então, imagino que seja tipo um pick que ele estudou bastante, tá procurando adaptar e aprimorar, né?
You know, you would expect a lot more, but not in SA.
Right.
Definitely a lot more neutral. Nice down
Okay.
there.
Once again, some more footsies coming out from the two of them. Okay, good pickup. Went instead for the side air, went for the D-Light instead. Just a little bit more damage, putting Yuz up in the air. Probably looking for a nair afterwards, but wasn't able to get it. Okay, dashing in, gets it in light. That's really good from the orb. It's a really good way to hit that stack option, start a little bit of a combo, build damage as well. Okay, getting multiple of those now. Yuz whiffs a D-Light. That was huge. That was a really good dodge from him. And, oh, there goes the motorbike. Just barely get a whiff, though. And a side signal coming out from Yuz. A little hasty, though. It is going to get him punished. And now he is getting closer and closer to that KO percentage. Went for a bit of a reverse in-light there. Another one is going to whiff. And Power, once again, fishing off stage. He can do that with the orb, looking for both a downer.
Nossa.
Oh, in the wrong direction. And a quick punish from Yuz. Look at that. Finally utilizing that instinct to his
Nice.
advantage. But no, it's going to be the quick D-Light into recovery from Power to take an early lead.
Yeah, early lead, and honestly, this is like the kind of lead you need for a player like such Yuz, right? Because you need to break neutral fast, Script. You can't really afford to stay much into neutral, especially when Yuz is such a master at it. And even on the cannon is so scary. Look at that GC downlight down there to get that third stock away from Power with like just 27 damage. That's like nothing, right? Especially again, such a good defensive player.
Oh yes, I mean look at that. It's just like he's not falling for anything right now. He knows that it could be detrimental, especially with the boots combos, right? One read could be the end of you. Look at that, nice recovery, towering up, trying to get a follow-up afterwards, but still that's a good amount of damage either way. Nice scoop from underneath, a D-Light. Oh, D-Sig as well, but that's not gonna hit. Okay, pushing back, Yuz, waiting for something. Sweat beads are gonna come out, but no punish off that. And just, once again, returning to this footsie's playstyle. Even when they're right in front of each other, you know, they're just completely facing each other. Oh, okay, big string coming out, 3-piece. Oh, and a ground pound as well. Okay, Power hanging up for dear life, running away from that cannonball, and a stop.
Oh,
boot
the
to
stop!
the face. Look at that. Okay, recovery as well, building some more damage. There's a side air. Not gonna get close to KOing though, but it will
Nossa.
disarm. Nice insig, very nicely placed, and Power continues to maintain the lead.
Yeah, and dude, I'm really surprised at this result here from Power. It seems like he's really not afraid at all of Yuz, especially on the cannon, maybe. Like, look at this, the reversal on the nair, that was so clean. Coming out from Power, just trying to get a bit more damage and a bit of more credit on this second stock, and he seems to be doing so. 37 damage, I mean, not too much, but still. This Yuz, any sort of damage is good. Nice silent as well, trying to fish for something, probably a nair. Playing a lot more grounded now against Yuz. I mean, now both players are playing grounded. Nice and light. Edge guard situation, but yeah, I feel like they're not gonna really go much for edge guards. Nice downline nair pickup as well to get that KO from Yuz.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with what you're saying, right? You're going to be keeping onto the stage, just holding that stage control. You saw Power was doing like a dash jump onto the ledge and then immediately backing up and doing that multiple times, trying to maybe bait Yuz into some sort of option like a recovery, and he would be there to punish it because of the backdash. But either way, right now they're both on stage. A little bit of a apprehensive sidelight there is going to whiff, but okay, nice. Oh, downer as well. Keep you off stage, but the recovery is going to clash it. Okay, now Inlight's gonna whiff. Power's continuing to extend off stage. A weapon throw is going to connect, but not enough to KO. All right. Now Inlight's gonna come out. Nice side light, side air, and that's a disarm. Once again, going high. Very nice. Because whoever wins this
Bora lá.
the first South American.
Não acho que vai ter mudança de pique não, mano.
This is definitely a title to fight for. It might not be in game, but it's still one that carries aura.
Not even aura, but again, I would argue it just comes with a shift, right? Especially for in any region that you play, even if it's a community tournament, it just shows like, hey, I've improved. I taught myself a lot against these players, and now I can show for myself in this top 8. You know, this is like power statement right now against Hughes. That's how it feels like on Miami Dome for game 2. Nice! The Nair recovery into the neutral sig, almost connecting now. Hughes trying to pick up the pace a bit more on the attacks.
Okay.
Nice and light though.
Over to the boots. Gotta be keeping... Now they got the platforms, things are gonna be changing a little bit in the dynamic here. We're gonna see if Hughes kind of hovering more in the air. He does have that platform to hang on to if he wants to jump up a little bit higher. We've seen multiple times that Power's been able to catch up those high options, but with the platform, he could get some more things like a D-Light or something. We'll see. Okay, nice side air. Once again, pushing out. And Power just maintaining that edge guard a little bit there. He is being really aggressive here, but okay, gets punished for it. Now Hughes is going to be the one with the weapon guard. Gets a recovery, but it's going to drop, unfortunately.
Whoa.
Okay. And he's just keeping to the ground, glued, trying to find himself a D-Light, but no, it's going to be Power with a quick
recovery
side
again?
air.
No. I expected one more time a recovery from Power, but no. It feels like this is just a movement fight for now. Like, they're just trying to figure out when each opponent attacks, right? Power is like, okay, are you just gonna get baited so I can downlight Seri you on boots? No. What about a sidelight Seri? No. Like, it feels like they're just trying to space each other properly, and it feels like a passive clash almost, right?
Right. Oh, another
Yeah, like, look
whiff,
at this. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all just bouncing right at each other. There's a punish, but yeah. And they're just being so very careful on each other. And because it's 1-1, yeah, they know whoever wins this is going to have quite a bit of momentum going to game 4. So this is tense for both of them here, especially Hughes, because he has a title to uphold here, of course, as the PR #1. He is expected technically to win every tournament he enters at this point. So, you know, you got to hold that up. You got to keep your status. But here we go, a recovery to hopefully cling on to that status. Let's see, what is he going to opt for? It's going to be the cannon. Once again, it's very surprising to see how much he's opting for the cannon. I was thinking that this this Sidra was going to be mostly on the sword and maybe just some cannon, maybe for like a quick string, you know, like a 0 to death, but no. Yeah. This has really just been a cannon game and then sword for the KOs, right? So, and then look how, like, the neutral, it's insane.
Yeah, the neutral is mind-boggling. I almost can't cast this because it's so good, right? These players are way above my level and probably, I mean, yours as well, right?
Oh, for sure.
It's so... It's just so mesmerizing, because sometimes you're trying to think like, hey, is it gonna hit now? And I'm almost trying to predict, oh my goodness, nice string coming out from Hughes, and all of a sudden you see the explosiveness from Hughes, sidelight down here, nicely dodged into the ground powered by Power, sidering back to the wall, no options left from Hughes, but he manages to touch, gets the sider again, tries to get the neutral sig, catches it with the sword neutral sig! Man, see, and all of a sudden, everything happened at once, right, Trip? And
yes.
You gotta lock in.
Yep, even for as neutral heavy as they could be, one open
oh my god,
all they need. Look at that, Hughes, nice down air read right there, and that is a lot of damage now built up onto Power and in light as well. Nice, the side light finally connecting that time is a good follow-up option. No. The side sig, ooh, okay, the hitbox extending off of the boot right there, able to get a KO, but still about 120 damage build up onto Power right now. He's gonna have to keep the weapon guard going if he wants a chance at getting this game #3. Hughes picks up the sword.
Oh. He picks up the sword. Definitely has a healthy lead right here. 183 to 24 damage. Probably a recovery that's not exhausted will definitely KO, but he is making sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. He is pushing the meta forward away from hammer, spear, and axe, and going now to cannon of all weapons, which again, I would argue that it's not a bad weapon at all. Even before he pushes the meta. Like, not gonna lie. Oh, nice downer coming out, stuffing that recovery away from Power. GC Sidelight, very risky option there. Ground pound coming out from Hughes down air. Is it gonna be a perfect edge guard? No, nice weapon show up for Power to save himself there. Getting back to the stage and now back into some intense neutral. Oh, GC neutral light. Nice air pickup from Hughes. Power is starting to crumble here against Hughes is just powerful, just aura type of neutral, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Yuz is honestly starting to pick up the pace here. We saw in the first couple of games, he was really taking his time in all situations, but in the beginning of this game here, he is really beginning kind of explosive, honestly, with that ground pound that ended up almost getting power stocked, but okay, getting a little overzealous there, almost getting hit by that. The insig will come out, but not connecting. Now over onto the cannon, looking for a D-Light, and inline sib will come out and disarm him. Okay, once again, picking up that sword. We're going to be looking for a D-Light here. And just keep himself.
Oh, the down!
Just barely does a KO. Okay, and an Nair. He's looking for another one. He's doing a good job of keeping himself in Power's vertical range. A side light hovering around. I'm expecting a GCD light coming out at any moment, but it's actually going to be Power's GCD light to take the stock.
Yeah, GC Light recovery, getting that nice and clean Battle Boost True combo to get that third stock away from Yuz, and now trying to probably push this lead, even though Yuz is gonna run away for it if he needs to. And like though, that's definitely gonna KO. And honestly, if you really think about it, Cannon can be such a neutral heavy weapon because you can just KO with a neutral light, and that's very precious in this meta, I would argue, right? You got Axe, where you can easily KO with you know, Axe neutral light. You got sword as well. Downlight recovery though coming out from Yuz. Trying to get the second recovery as well. A bit overzealous, but Power now, it seems like he is on the run.
A little bit. I mean, I would be too in this situation. Obviously, you're down 2 games to 1 against Yuz, the best player in your region, so you've really got to be careful. Okay, nice in-light opener right there. It's really good how you get those in-lights with the cannon because it just sets you up perfectly for setups, whether you want to go for a sider afterwards or a side light. Honestly, either one's a good option. There's down airs too. Either way, they know exactly which option to pick at what time. Okay, nice. Almost the read coming out there from the down air, but it's not going to be quite yet. Okay, good recovery. And we've just seen this time and time again for Power. He does a really good job of calling out these jumps or these dodge ups that usually
dodge away and up, yeah. I've seen those dodges so much from Yuz, and it seems like he still hasn't adapted away from them. And now Yuz is definitely on the run, trying to get a weapon, gets the sword, but for no avail. Nair recovery coming out from Power, getting some 26 damage there, you know, just trying to push this lead further, and I don't know.
Oh,
so far
we're back to the
trying to get in as well.
Here.
Yeah, back to some heavy neutral, you know, some Street Fighter 3 third strike footsies. That's a classic right there. This is like the kind of mindset these players have, you know, they have the old Street Fighter mindset, where sometimes you gotta play the footsies to win the match, to win the war.
Yep, it's a very rock, paper, scissors dynamic. If you do one thing, I'll do the other, and we'll see how that plays into things. Okay, nice in-lights. Once again, Yuz kind of struggling to get this KO right now. Power is getting close to the 200 damage range. That is definitely not where you want to be, especially when you've got a weapon like Sword that can get an easy KO, right? I mean, you need this as soon as possible. And Power taking his time. He's waiting for a whiff. Okay, unfortunately whiffs himself and get hit by a side air, but a raw cider is not going to be enough, and now he's entering into the 200. It's just like, when is it going to happen? Sidelight whiffs, recovery will take it. Okay, just about 70 damage built up onto him. Yuz. What is the answer? It appears to be the cannon. That's what he says anyways. We're going to see. Let's Power get the weapon.
I mean, I would argue that cannon is pretty good against Lore because you got those almost instant neutral lights, right? Down lights, where they get a lot of distance fast, right? And I feel like Orb can struggle with that easily, right? For example, Bow and Orb, right? That's a pretty difficult matchup as well. Those recoveries again, but it seems like Yuz finally adapted, dodging straight through that recovery. Like, yeah, finally. Thank you, Yuz. Nice and light. Oh, trying to go for the Nair there. Interesting choice. Immediately punished by a neutral light. Coming out from Power side there. Risky here. Is he gonna go for it? And he doesn't. Goes for the recovery again. Man, those Orb recoveries. I mean, it's such a good option, right, Trip?
Oh yes, they've been the undoing of you so far. Okay, a sidelight sider will disarm, but not enough to KO yet. Once again, keeping this stage control. Lets him on top, though, unfortunately, after jumping. Yuz sliding underneath, now has the sword, looking for an end light. Gets it, pushing Power out towards the edge. Once again, dashing around, sidling in opposite direction, but doesn't get punished for it. Now he has Power on the edge. The D-Light is imminent here. Another side light building more damage. They're both in the KO range now. Power, nice pickup.
Meu Deus.
And we're gonna get...
Bora lá, gente. Quinto jogo e último.
what I've also got to respect is this swap over to this map, the Western Air Temple. Not exactly one you see too often. You are going to maintain those two platforms, but now they're oscillating up and down. I'm not sure if it'll have too much of an effect on this, but maybe in some scenarios, some things will pick up where they otherwise wouldn't have. But we're going to see getting into game number 5, and I'm sure the nerves are high for both of them right now.
Oh my.
You have Power. Power has something to prove. You have Yuz, who's trying to hold on to his title here, so both of them playing with all their might. Of course, this is the winner's side, so they won't be out of the tournament, but still, going down to the lower side in a double elimination bracket, it's just not ideal. So here we go. Intense Neutral is inbound. As you can see, both of them just taking their time. Okay, here we go.
I mean, dude, game 5 situation, honestly, I would argue that this is like the most neutral-heavy game you have to play, you know, when it comes to these two players. Nice neutral light though. Siege is just small punishes, and you know, Power already built up over 100 damage on Yuz. So I mean, it's definitely working, and it seems like Yuz is definitely getting trigger friendly on these dodges, like especially in the air, and that's not good, especially against Orb. You can immediately get snared, immediately get caught your jumps and you know, your landings with the Enlight, the Silent Snare, the down air there as you saw, the Enlight once again. Swapping back to the Orb, just getting bonked in the face by the battle boots. Yeah, this
as you see, we saw in the first couple of games that Power was willing to go off stage and kind of joust him, you know, try and fish out there for the recovery of the side air. But yeah, not anymore. He is definitely nervous. Even with the lead right now, he knows that Yuz is a good enough player to just absolutely turn it around with one simple mistake. Not even a mistake, honestly. Sometimes it's just because you weren't good enough, and he could take it away from you. So Power is very smart to be playing like this. An Enlight not going to KO, entering into the 200 range. Okay, a recovery, finally going to do it. And Power, I'm assuming, oh, well, he has to stay under the orb because he already primed it up, but still, that's exactly what he wants, I'm sure. Okay, here we go. Yuz armed with the sword. He will get a nair. Another one's going to whiff, but still recovery, keeping him in the air. He knows that's exactly how he's going to get a lot of his KOs.
Oh,
the KO box on this map is a little bit strange, and he wants to use that to his advantage here.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels like he's just trying to push this advantage as much as he can, but at the same time, trying to respect Yuz's very, like, heavy neutral playstyle, and which I agree with. This is definitely the choice, but downlight recovery takes that stock away and that advantage, which is definitely gonna probably make Power trying to push this, you know, neutral a bit further for himself instead. Yeah, see, there we go, nair into recovery. That's decent amounts of damage, especially in this situation. Silent whiffed by Yuz. Nair recovery again, but nicely jumped away and spaced by Yuz there. That was so well done. That's so easy. It's, I mean, so hard to do in the air. It's ridiculous.
Indeed. Okay, Enlight, good. Power, keeping his distance. A side air. Oh, okay. Really aggressive all of a sudden. Was trying to maybe change the tempo really fast to catch him off guard, but Yuz is ready for it. Now, once again, going forward, but dodging backwards to bait something out, but Yuz is ready for it. Okay. Ooh, that could have been a side air or side light territory right there, but not quite yet. Nairs are coming out from both players here. There it is. Side light Sair. Not going to KO yet, but we're seeing a similar situation as the first couple of stocks, where they were just in the situation where a recovery will knock out, and Power has basically an entire stock lead against Yuz. I would be afraid for him, but at the same time, we saw how quickly he evaporated that lead. So Yuz, it's time to do it, because otherwise this is your winner's side run life.
Yes, and it feels honestly like Power has definitely something to prove here, especially against Yuz, right, Trip? Like, look at this. Full stock lead, not many can do that. Not many can say they can do that. They can just make Yuz actually rush to get a KO. And it feels like Yuz is definitely getting a bit more impatient while Power is just baiting those side airs, and it's working. Nice down there as well. Look at the platform dash as well, just trying to go under Yuz there. Oh, I expected an Enlight there. Silent Snare though coming out finally from Power and just building up so much more damage. 120 damage already. Downlight Snare coming up from Yuz.
No,
the down stick. That was so interesting. That was such a pristine punish though from Power, exactly. Yeah, Trip. This is...
And they're so often on top of each other, you know, like what they say, that like two atoms cannot occupy the same space at the same time, but I'd argue that's not true, because them two are just glued on top of each other, practically stapled to each other. This is ridiculous. Neither one of them wanted to throw out a neutral breaker, because they know a whiff could mean the end, especially for Yuz, who is on his final stock. Okay, power?
Oh,
Able to get back on it, then, okay,
chill.
I guess he was trying to slide against the wall there, but unfortunately ripped a little bit too
No!
early. Nice. A GC Ensig will
Se o Yus der um gimp de canhão, eu me jogo dessa cadeira, mano.
150 damage built upon to use. All it's gonna take is one good signature
I don't
or
know.
a D-Light into side air. It's just not gonna take
Okay.
long at all. And Power disarms himself to get the orb. There it is. And a
Oh, there we
side
go.
air. That's getting close. Fishing out there. Once again, he wants the recovery. Not gonna get it this time, but still, it's very, very pressuring. Getting up there. Recovery's gonna whip again. In light, will he go out there? He's going up high. The recovery can come through. He's sweat beating. Oh, the wrong direction. Power on top of each other. Okay, in light, you.
Ah! Meu Deus, mano, meu Deus. Muito bom, muito bom. Enfim, gente, se inscreve no canal pra estar acompanhando mais. Tchau, tchau, um beijo.